Hello, Alice from Brave Creators here. I just thought I'd do a tiny video about my tattoos as I've been filming all morning, and I love tattoo stories, especially if they have some inspiration or personal story behind them. So, my first tattoo is, I don't know if I can get this, is my tattoo Alive. I would show it that way around, but it's actually the other way around. Now I have Alive on my wrist because I got it done when I was, I think, around 22. That was my first ever one, and I was having a really bad time, and my name is Alice, and I remember thinking one time about how down I was, but how I was here to do something with my life. And I kept writing messages to people without putting a capital letter on my name, and it came up as, instead of coming up as Alice, it would predictive text it to Alive. And I kept thinking, this is so strange, like if I just take one letter out of my name's Alive. So I kept thinking about it, and I heard songs that have the word alive in them, like Celine Dion, I'm Alive. I think the Black Eyed Peas have a song where they say Alive, or it's called Alive. Jessie J has got another song got Alive, and I just kept hearing all these songs with people saying I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, and I was like, yeah, it all relates to what I'm thinking. And although people said to me, why do you want to get Alive written on your wrist, and I had a lot of criticism actually, I just thought, no, this is for me, and it's got a heart with it because I wanted to be girly, and it is in curly writing because I like curly writing in general. So it was me saying I'm alive and I'm going to follow my heart, and even when things were bad, I could look at my wrist and I could feel a little bit better. And the reason I got it on my wrist, and the reason I got it at all, was I kept thinking I could get some jewellery where it says Alive on it. A lot of bracelets now, you can get things etched in, or you can have wording like brave, courage, or whatever. But I thought, no, I'd want Alive on me every single day. I wouldn't want to take off a bracelet. With other things I could do that if I had an owl necklace, or I've got anchor earrings, for example. Like, I don't want an anchor on me, I could just wear the anchor, if that makes sense. And I think when people saw it, they got a bit more on my side, and they thought, oh yeah, that's quite pretty. And sometimes I tell people my story about how much it does mean to me, that, you know, it reminds me that I'm alive, because sometimes this world is dreary and it brings me down, and it lifts you up when you know you can do good things, and there's so many opportunities out there. And I often get a joke where people say, oh, you could write dead on your wrist, like alive and dead. And it's so old. My other tattoo, which is my newest one, so I must have got that done when I was 24, and I really want to get something added to it, like a bird or flowers, is this one right here. I don't know how much the camera's going to pick up, or if it's going to flip the text. It's on my upper arm, which is sometimes a bit frowned upon for a woman, I think, to have it on your upper arm. And people say, oh, I would never be that bold. And I don't think it's about being bold, it's just if you want it on your arm for everyone to see every day. You have short sleeves on anyway. And it says, art does not reproduce the visible, rather it makes visible. And that is a Paul Klee quote. Paul Klee was an artist a long time ago. I think you might even pronounce his name Paul Klee. I often say Paul Klee, Paul Klee. He's one of my favourite artists from that time period. And he's got a lot of quotes, and this one was told me by my dad, and we saw the exhibition together. So that was another reason why I wanted him, because he introduced me to Paul Klee, and we saw his exhibition, and it was really great. And not a lot of things did seem visible to me at the time. So art does not reproduce the visible. It's not going to me, that means it's not going to reproduce what you've already got. If what you've got is something you don't want, rather it makes visible, meaning it makes visible what you want. So art is always there. Art is powerful. Art does good. That's what it made me think of. The flowers. I don't often talk about my flowers because I spend so long talking about the words. My flowers are inspired from a Frida Kahlo self-portrait where she's got the pink and the yellow and the white in her hair. And it was because I was really into Frida Kahlo. I read her biography and I read her diary, and I loved putting flowers in my own hair. And I kept thinking and looking at people's Frida Kahlo tattoos where they had her face and then her flowers, and I kept thinking how cool they were, but at the same time I wanted it to just be about me, rather than having someone else's face on me, which is fine for other people, they might like that, but I wanted to still be my own person. So I got her flowers and then the text around it. So they're both related to art, and they're both my favourite artists. I mean, Frida Kahlo is an amazing Mexican artist who did honest self-portraits, and I think that's just something amazing, that she was so honest and that she used art as a way to show how she felt. And that's why I have my two favourite artists on my arm. And there's another Frida Kahlo painting where she's got a hummingbird and some flowers. It's not a too common one, it's like a circular painting, and I'd love to get some extra things on my arm, but I'm not sure just yet. So just again, in case you didn't get that, art does not reproduce the visible, rather it makes it visible. So take from that what you will, but I really like that quote. If you have any tattoo stories, please link to your video or blog post and I will take a look. Thank you for watching.